Welcome to the 2021 Heart of America Athletic Conference Women's Volleyball Media Day. I'm your host, Stephen Davis. Right now, we are joined by Evangel University head women's volleyball coach, Mary Whitehead. Coach, thanks for spending a little time with us. How are you?
I'm doing well.
All right, let's get started here. You've been in Springfield over 20 seasons now as the head coach at Evangel. How excited are you to get this season in particular started and bring volleyball back to Evangel and the Springfield community?
We are ready to go. Last year was a deal. It was good that we played. I think it felt a little normal, but we all know it wasn't normal. So my girls are itching to get going and have as normal of a season as we can, and hopefully with no conflict, and they're just ready to play. It's been a good preseason, and we're in the midst of that still. We open up Friday, so we're excited to get going.
Obviously, it was an unusual year for everybody last year. How in particular did you and your program handle it with having to play throughout the course of the year and into the spring, and then the quick turnaround to fall this year?
You know, it was different for sure, you know, and in the middle of all that, not knowing necessarily who was coming back, we still had some players deciding whether they would use their extra year. And, you know, we never played a single game with starters, all our starters last year. And so it just, again, that excitement is there that hopefully we're all healthy and ready to go. But yeah, it was such a unique situation, and it's great because everybody did choose to come back, and so we're kind of just doing a repeat of 2020.
Awesome. Well, it's exciting to get started. You mentioned you get going this weekend. You're at the Columbia College tournament for 4 matches. Then you go to Iowa the following weekend. What are you hoping to find out about your team here in the first few matches of 2021?
Well, we're going to get tested real quick. You know, we're seeing top 25s right off the bat. I'm hoping, you know, and I think we can compete with that, again, with the seniority that we have coming back, and just hopefully, again, competing without injury or COVID situation. But I think we can compete with the best, and then this weekend and next weekend is going to show that right off the bat.
You mentioned the seniority, having everybody back from last year, but never had everybody all together last year. You've got one of the top returning defensive players in the conference, Aaron Russell. Her and who else are back? Who are you excited to see on the court all together at the same time this year?
Well, all 5 of my all-conference players are back, and Bridget Peterson is starting middle, Tori Lowry, who was also an all-region player, on the outside. We had an outside that broke her kneecap 5 games in last year that was averaging over 5 kills a game when she got hurt. So we played last season without her. We get her back. My starting right side was an all-conference player. My other starting right side played outside in the place of Daisy last year. So every starting position is a returner. And, of course, Aaron as a second-team All-American who's just a legitimate libero, keeps us in every match. So, you know, we've got upper class. We have 1 freshman starting, and other than that, it's all pretty well juniors and seniors. So, and 5th-year seniors and 6th-year seniors, oddly enough, with the COVID year. So we're ready.
Must be a little bit of a luxury as a coach. How do you handle that with so much experience coming back? Is this something you've ever had before?
Not quite like this. My team in 15 brought back almost every single starter we had from a great 14 year. And that, you know, in 15, we went 39-7. So I can only hope that that's what happens again. But we may not play that many games, but that record would be nice. But yeah, we really in preseason could just take off and go. You know, normally you're trying to mold, you're trying to gel, you're trying to find your way as a team. And we didn't have near as much of that this year. We could pretty much start day one. We were scrimmaging and playing, and the ball was moving. So that's nice for the kids too, because they'd really rather be playing than doing drills.
Absolutely. You mentioned 1 freshman that'll be in there. It sounds like she must be pretty special to get in with this veteran group. Who is she?
Caden Swank. She's out of Forsyth, Missouri, a little town that you wouldn't know was there most likely. But yeah, she feels pressure as a freshman, but I keep telling her there's no pressure on you. No one knows who you are, you know. everyone knows the pins, everyone knows the other middle, but no one knows who you are. And so I said, you're going to see some single blocks early because no one's worried about you. I said, earn a double and you're going to make us really, really good. So I think she'll step up to that, and she'll be an offensive threat for us for sure.
Mentioned you've been at Evangel over 20 years. You played at Mid-American Nazarene. You know the heart about as well as anybody in terms of volleyball. Explain to somebody who maybe is a little unfamiliar what it's like to compete in this conference, match in, match out, and the level of volleyball where it would fit nationally.
You know, you better be ready every game. Every game. It doesn't matter who you're playing. You know, with 14 schools deep, and anybody can knock you off. You know, we have 3 perennial top 15s, if not top 10s. So a lot of times, you know, you start the season looking up. You're looking up at those 3 teams and thinking, I hope. But, you know, we're hoping we can play with those teams and even and knock some off. And that's our goal as a team. I think it has to be, or why are you competing? But yeah, every game, day in, day out, you have to be ready. You can't look past anybody. You know, in the Heart schedule, we have travel partners. So you play a Friday, Saturday, almost every single weekend. And that's tough because, you know, who do you focus on? Can you focus on both and be successful? So it's a fairly brutal schedule. And because you pretty well play Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, so you're always prepping for that next match, and it's always going to be a good match. So Heart volleyball is legitimate, and we're making a move nationwide.
Never ends. It's a grinder for sure. Like with your time at Evangel now, and the time you spend in the Springfield community, explain to somebody that's from the outside how special Evangel is and how they fit within that Springfield community and how awesome that relationship is for you as a coach and for your student athletes.
Yeah, Evangel's a special place. You know, I've always, even recruiting, you know, as a recruiter, you feel like you have to be a salesman a little bit. You have to sell your product, and I firmly believe I don't have to sell it. It sells itself. Evangel is an incredible environment. It's a great school with a good reputation in the area. A lot of Evangel grads stay here, and they're in the area. They're in every business. It's hard to go somewhere in Springfield, let alone, but you know, nationally, it's hard to go somewhere where you don't meet people. If you wear an Evangel shirt, someone's going to walk up to you and say, hey, I know Evangel. We're small, but with big results nationwide. So, no, Evangel has a great reputation here. I've loved being a part of it. You know, every coach has offers to go here and there in your career, and I've had those and never even thought twice about leaving this community and this university. It's a great place to be. It's a great place to raise a family, and it's a great place to form a new family, even within the people we work with and our students. You know, the students here are exceptional. My athletes in that. And we're very proud of what they do every year, and I love to get to be a part of it. Very fortunate to be a part of Evangel.
She's Evangel volleyball coach, Mary Whitehead. Coach, thanks so much for the time today. Best of luck this season.
You're welcome. Thank you.